Okay, YouTube, I'm just about completely finished with the solar tracker that I've been working on. I've run into a couple hurdles that I've had to get over. One of them was I've never been actually approved for net metering with my power company, and after having the meter reader come and, I don't know, read my meters, they must have seen my analog meter going backwards and thought it was broken, so they ended up putting in a radio frequency meter. So I've had to go through the process of applying for net metering through my power company. I just got approved this past week, and this coming week they're supposed to come and put in a net meter that goes both directions, and I'll be good to go then. The solar tracker, originally the actuator arm on it, I did not have set correctly as far as the upper limit and lower limit. So after having it working the first night, when it tried to go back to home position, the motor of the actuator, I think, burned out. So I ended up having to get a new actuator. But honestly, this particular actuator that I got from WindyNation, and it is very stout. It can do a lot more than that other actuator, I do notice. Not that that other actuator was not meant for it, but with the 6 panels that I have on here, it's just, I feel more comfortable with this one. It's rated at over 1,000 pounds when it's moving, and over 2,000 pounds just static or stationary. So it can move a lot of weight, and especially out here in the country, it's windy. You can probably see the panels kind of swaying just a little bit in the video here. Right now I've got 4 inverters, end-phase inverters on. These upper 2 here I still have to get inverters for, and I think in the meantime I may just end up hooking those up to my battery bank, and they'll help provide power there, or I may even just hook them up directly to an inverter, grid tie inverter that I have inside the house. It's a 1200 watt, 50 to 100 volt. So if I put those 2 panels together, then that will operate that particular inverter. And then those 3 panels are my original panels from a few years ago. Those are directly hooked up to my battery bank. And then behind me here I've got 2 more. Those are actually hooked up to or gonna be hooked up to my water heater. So they'll be supplying electricity to the bottom element. So tracker here, just about completed. I need to clean up the wiring. Wiring needs to be put in better positions. The little solar panel sitting off to the side here, that is actually sending power to the little AGM battery, 12 volt battery that's in the battery box there, and inside the battery box I do have a 10 amp controller, and that keeps the battery charged, and that battery is what powers the actuator. And I guess the controller to the tracker, that's a controller there. And then in the box here, that's a step up voltage, step up. It takes the 12 volt power from the battery and steps it up to 18 volts. And that little boost of power makes the actuator arm actually run a little more efficiently. So yeah, got a little bit of cleanup to do. So the power cords coming off of the end-phase inverters comes into that junction box, and then it's regular outdoor rated AC cable. It's run through the conduit down in the ground, and then it's buried. Move this block. So I still have to hook up into this ground rod right here. That ground rod is 6 feet long, so it is buried quite far. And then I've got the grounding cable. I'll come over to the post, come up the side of the post, and then to some bus bars, and then I'll have all the inverters and all the solar panels all hooked up to ground wire, and then the ground wires coming into the bus bars. So that should keep me pretty safe as far as electrical storms, and we'll be good to go as far as that. So I guess what I could do, thinking about it, I'll just show you how this moves. Fortunately, I have to stay close to do it, but you'll probably hear the actuator moving, and you'll see the solar panels move too. I can go into a manual position, and then I can go east and west. So I'll show it here. That currently is headed east, and I can manually send it west. And then the automatic, I'll flip that, and it will go on its own and reset itself to the sun. Back up. Oh, I was pretty close. The photo sensor right there on the corner. It's on the east side of the tracker, and then that's what keeps us following the sun. So west out that way. I'll come around and give you a glare shot. So that is the tracker. I do have a an app on my cell phone here. I can't remember what it's called. I think it's called Solar Tracker, and I can set that on the panels, and it will tell me what position is the best to get the most power, and I can come out and do that daily, or I'll probably come out weekly and do that. But to adjust that, that's this rod right here. This rod here is what adjusts the pitch. And yesterday we had 20 plus mile-per-hour winds with over 30 mile-per-hour gusts. So I had that set all the way down here, and the panels were actually flat or perpendicular to the ground. So that allows the wind to blow by them a lot easier. Hopefully I won't have to do that too often. It is now windy season for us, which does keep my wind turbine spinning quite well and is keeping the battery bank charged through the night. I currently don't use the battery power for anything, but I have it set up that the excess dumps into inverters and or resistors. When I'm not home, I have it set to go to both. That way, if the power does happen to go out, then all the excess power is just going to the resistors. And the resistors are in a back portion of the house that is not a finished portion of the house. We call it a wash house. It's just a cinder block portion of the house, so that just helps keep it heated up during the winter here, now that it's getting colder. So I just wanted to show you where I'm at so far, getting the net metering thing taken care of, and also things finished up on here, and a tractor going by now. Living out in the country, it's bean and corn season now. Everything's coming off. And actually, probably can't see it through the woods there, but the just about 7/10 of a mile down the road is the our grain mill. So that's about it. I do want to give a couple shout outs to a couple people. First of all, to Glenn, the Keylog 69. He is the one that built the tracker, the mount. I don't know if you can tell that the super strut or unistrut is green, and then the tracker mount is all in black. So basically, it's right about here, a couple pieces, and then the post mount and everything here. He supplied the controller, the boost, the original actuator arm, which, like I said, there probably really wasn't anything wrong with it. I just had the upper and lower limits set too high and too low, that it just took way too much to try to turn these when they were in the full tipped position. So this, I would highly recommend, is to go to this size if you're going to do 6 panels. Otherwise, the other one's probably maybe a little bit overkill for 4 panels, but this is, I'm sure, is overkill for 6, but it just, I feel safer with it. And then I also want to give a shout out to Larry Leamy, Leamy Electric. He was a very big help to me in getting things set up for my net metering and dealing with my electric company. He gave me some help with that, so I highly recommend him. His services are fair. His price is very fair to help you walk through that process, because I tell you, if it's not a simple thing to do with your electric company, and of course every company's got its own rules and guidelines and things like that. I tried originally doing it myself and couldn't figure out a few things, and he just really knows what to do. His electric business, I mean, he's obviously an electrician, but he does renewable energy stuff, solar, wind, so he's experienced in all aspects of doing renewable energy. So highly recommend him and his site. I will try to post on this video underneath a few addresses on Larry's site and the Keylog 69 site, and maybe, I don't know, I tell you, I pieced so much stuff together on this. I don't know for sure if I have all the information of everywhere where I got things. You know, the N-phase inverters, I didn't buy them all together, different places, everything mostly on eBay. I will post where I got the solar panels, because I got them not a year ago, but I guess it was back in March, I think, and I got 8 panels, so the 6 on here and the 2 that I'm going to use for the water heater. I got all 8 of those panels for $1,200, and the place is close enough to where I live. I actually just drove and picked them up, so I didn't have to pay any freight or shipping. So, but these are Canadian solar panels. They are 245 watt panels. So I'll try and put it where I got those, because I've looked at his site and it looks like things are creeping down in price. I think average is about 70 cents a watt. So that's an excellent price on solar panels now. And I think Glenn, last that I had heard, he's not going to do the full kit. So the actuator arm and the controller step up, I think you just have to buy yourself. I think he is still going to build the mounts though, which really that's a key component right there. Getting something that is heavy enough and built and designed for this kind of weight is pretty important. I've looked around. There are tracker mounts that are a little bit less, but they're not designed for this many panels. And then anything that is designed for this many panels is more expensive than what Glenn charges. So I would, again, highly recommend him if you're wanting to do something like this, because it's well worth every penny. And he does a really good job, so he deserves to be compensated for the good work that he does. So, well, about it. The video's getting a little bit long, so I will try putting some things at the end of the video here, and I will do one final video that I'll hopefully have things cleaned up, the other two panels hooked up, and well, my net metering going and all that. So thanks for watching.